In this video, I'm going to reveal to you why you procrastinate at a certain period of time and how to get past it. Whenever I first got into working out, I really wanted to work out. It wasn't a matter of me not feeling motivated to work out. It was a matter of me feeling motivated to work out, and yet I still didn't do it. I really wanted to exercise, but yet there was that little voice in the back of my head that kept urging me to push it off until the evening. And when the evening arrived, it told me to push it off until tomorrow. And that cycle continued and continued and continued. I remember being comfortable in that period. I was comfortable being uncomfortable, but not in the good way where you're disciplined and you do all the hard stuff. I was comfortable with being uncomfortable with my life. And that time period that I have to go through is called the Valley of Despair. The Valley of Despair is that period of time where even though you really wanted to do something, you still feel unmotivated, or maybe you do feel motivated, but you just can't seem to do it anyway. That time period comes from the graph of actually starting something new. The first step of this is informed optimism. So it starts from the baseline. This is just neutral. It goes up, and it's informed optimism, uninformed optimism. It's where you start something new and it feels so exciting. This is where you find out how cool video games are and you play video games for hours on end. This is that first step. Then you reach below baseline with informed pessimism. Informed pessimism is where you realize that it actually isn't all that great. This is where you realize that you actually have to go to the gym and work out and get all sore and it hurts and you actually have to try. And then we reach the Valley of Despair. The Valley of Despair is when all of the negative feelings we have around this one thing get amplified, get loudened, get widened, increased to where it overwhelms us. This is the period where we just go through a rut. Even though we were going pretty well, we were still trying hard, and then all of a sudden it just dips down instantly. That time period is when you procrastinate. After the Valley of Despair, I'm just going to go ahead and give you a glimpse into the future. We go into informed optimism, where you actually realize that it isn't all that bad after all. We're above baseline again. This is above baseline. We are okay with it. We're okay. We've gotten past the rut and we've matured. We've gotten better. And obviously the last step is success. We reached our goal. So we want to get out of the Valley of Despair and we want to reach our goal. We have a problem and we have a goal. We have a end point. All we need to do is find out how to get to the goal from where we are right now. And I'll tell you exactly that. When we're in the Valley of Despair, it's only a matter of time before we get to the end. But when we procrastinate, it's not that we worsen the Valley of Despair. We don't make it worse. Instead, we delay it. We delay the negative feelings so that we feel them for longer. So every time you procrastinate, you're increasing how long you have to be in this rut for a day. Plus 1 day, plus 1 week, plus 1 month. We're increasing the amount of time we have to wait until we actually reach step 5. By delaying it, you're actually making yourself feel worse for longer. But at the end of the day, you will reach your goal. If you keep trying, you will reach it. The only problem that you have to be careful of here is quitting, giving up. If you give up at step 3, at the Valley of Despair, you'll give up, first of all, you just won't reach your goal, period, if you give up. But second of all, you'll switch the graphs and start out a new graph, step 1, step 2, and then you'll get to step 3 again. Either way, you'll have to go through the valley of despair. But do you want to reach your original goal, or take even longer and reach a secondary goal that wasn't your main one? If we just keep going, if we keep pushing through, that's what we need to do. That's exactly what we need to do to get out of the valley of despair. But that's probably not what you wanted to hear. Obviously, you will eventually stop procrastinating, but specific advice that I have for you in this video is remembering the 2-day habit rule. Because the way that you procrastinate in this period of time is a habit. It's just a habit that you develop over this period of time. So we can use habits, like the rules for getting habits and breaking them, on procrastination. And the biggest thing I want you to keep in mind with this rule is that if you procrastinate for 2 days in a row, so one day you mess up, the second day you mess up, you're making your habit of procrastination that you learn in this period worse. You're making it harder for yourself to get out of this period. You're delaying it for even longer. So every time you procrastinate, and obviously you will procrastinate, we all procrastinate, I procrastinate. But when you do, make sure that the next day you're actually on track. Because every day we'll mess up, every day we'll fall back down, but the next day we have to get back up. We have to bring ourselves up out of that negative period, or else we'll actually make it worse. Every time you procrastinate, which you'll procrastinate. I procrastinate all the time. You have to pick yourself up and keep going.